Hi there and welcome back again. This week's episode will be quite short, and the stupid reason for this I will tell you in a few seconds. So let's get started. The decision has been made. My tiny house will be clad in board and batten siding. My hope is that the facade will look a bit more narrow and tall this way. So it was my plan to start cladding this weekend. But I made my plan without the lumberyard guy. The wood that I wanted wasn't on stock, and he told me it would take at least 2 weeks to order it. Saying that it wasn't just me waiting for the wood, but 70,000 others didn't help to speed things up. On the contrary, this guy now thinks I've lost my marbles. By the way, I call this performance Dance on a Ladder with 2 sheets of OSB. So, all I could do this weekend was to finish the OSB siding and install some house wrap. The stuff that I'm using for wrapping up the house is a diffusion open vapor barrier that lets moisture to the outside but does not let water inside. It's usually being used by roofers. Each layer overlaps the other one. This sealing tape closes all the gaps around my windows. All I could do to finish this weekend's work was to install the substructure for my board and bedding siding. The title of this week's episode is Decisions, and the first decision you already heard. It is the siding. I will go for the board and bedding siding. Most of you wrote in the comments that this is your favorite siding, and I completely agree, and this is the way to go over the next weeks. And the second decision is a decision from previous episode. So it was about the brick wall in the living room, whether I should paint it or not. Most of you said let's just whitewash it, and my decision right now is I will leave it as it is and just to wait and see how the entire room turns out in the end. So when everything is painted, and just to see if it is more light and bright as it was. Of course it is, but first I want to see the entire room finished, and then I will decide if I paint the brick wall or not. So right now I don't think I'm gonna paint it, because once, as I already said, once you paint the brick wall, you always have to go on and paint again and again and again, and so I think it's gonna stay as it is. And the third decision I will leave for my patrons. On my Patreon page I will start a voting, and my patrons can vote on the color of the tiny house. So I will give you 3 options, 3 different color choices. Of course I have my favorite, but I will leave it completely up to you. So to all of you, if you haven't checked out my Patreon page so far, just check it. The link is in the description below. And as we are sitting here, I could grab the opportunity to answer some of your questions that you wrote in the comments, because there are so many comments at the moment that I can't answer them all, and this is a good opportunity for me to answer one of, or two or three or four of your questions. I try to read each and every comment, but it is quite tough for me to answer to all those comments. So I will do it right now, or I will try to do it right now. So one question that most of you always ask is, what is the name of this title, what's the name of the song, what's the name of the music? So all my music that you hear on my videos are from a platform that's especially for YouTube creators. It is called epidemicsound.com. The link is in the description as well. So, and this is especially for YouTubers or for creative people, for people who create videos or movies. So that's why I can't always give you the name of a certain title, and that's why I always say just look on epidemicsound.com. So it's not music that you hear on the radio or chart music or whatever. So it's especially composed and produced for purposes like these. Another comment I thought was quite funny and quite interesting. Some of you say, why don't you buy a dog? Because when you have a dog in your episodes, there will be even more subscribers. Although I love dogs, I really do, and I would love to have a dog, but I don't think that it would be fair to have a dog. First of all, not just because of the ratings, but as most of you know, I have a day job from Monday to Friday. I work as a teacher at an elementary school, and it would be a little bit unfair for the dog to stay here and wait for somebody to come home and be alone. So maybe one day when I'm old enough and when I don't have to work anymore because YouTube is so big or whatever, then I will decide to buy a dog. But right now I don't think that it would be very good or very fair for the dog. Okay, yes, another question. What's your day job? As I already said, I work as a teacher at an elementary school here very close, and that's the reason why right now my episodes are more and more delayed, because from Monday to Friday I work as a teacher. On Saturday I work as a DIYer / builder / whatever, and on Sunday I work as an editor and I try to edit all those episodes, and that's the reason why it takes some time. Yes, am I a builder? Another question. So, as I already said in one of my previous episodes, I think it was the 50,000 subscriber special. So in a way, this is a 70,000 subscriber special today. No, I'm not a builder, I'm not a professional, and my videos are no tutorials. So everything that you see is how I would do it, because I've seen it on the internet or because it makes perfect sense to me. I'm not a builder, I'm not a professional, so just as I said, all I do is just because I think it makes sense to do it this way, but it's not for you to teach how to do it. So, and as I already mentioned before in one of my videos, I learn from all of my mistakes, and I think in every episode I make a mistake, and it's quite funny and quite nice that a lot of you always give advice or give help. Why don't you do it like this? Why don't you do it like this? And this is very helpful, and I really appreciate it. So I'm not the godfather of building or whatever. So I'm just a DIYer. Anything else I can tell you? No, I don't think so. So see you next week. And as I already said, check out my Patreon page. And yeah, that's it. See you.